Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin, and this segment is sponsored by Claire. St. Kitts and Nevis is to receive $6.4 million from the International Monetary Fund. The announcement follows the Washington-based financial institution's completion of an economic performance of the Twin Island Federation under a 36-month standby agreement. The IMF said that the total funds now dispersed to the island is $71.5 million. According to the fund, the country's economy is showing signs of growth after 4 years of contraction. Making reference to that development at his news conference last week, Prime Minister Denzel Douglas said the country's public servants had made sacrifices that helped the nation better its economic circumstances and deserve to receive salary increases that he has indicated are being looked at. His critics say the salary increase move is a pre-election gimmick intended to bolster the chances of the governing Labour Party at the polls. However, the Prime Minister says the salary increase matter requires urgent attention. And I quote, "The economy continues to show the signs of improvement which were anticipated when the planned new economic program was being designed," Dr. Douglas said. He said he had informed the IMF officials during their last visit that as things turn around, we really have to thank our public servants because they to a large extent displayed understanding and patience. IMF officials said in their latest review that action will be needed to broaden the country's tax base, in particular to streamline tax exemptions. They also indicated that the fiscal performance of the Nevis Island administration could usefully be bolstered and would benefit from improved communication between the Twin Island Federation. President Donald Ramuta says that attitudes need to be changed and that people must think more of the bigger picture if the nation is to solve problems of the stricken sugar industry in Guyana. He said that he would be the first to admit that it has not lived up to its expectation, but we are doing a lot of work there now, and he says, "I have every confidence that it will emerge as a flagship of this industry." The industry will be transformed so that not only does it produce sugar, but many other products by investing more in it. But we need our people to understand that, he says. In the past, he said the industry belonged to foreigners and it helped to build nations abroad, and after nationalization, it helped to develop an undemocratic elite. For the first time, the people have the opportunity of building this industry for themselves and for our country as a whole, and we must not lose this opportunity. The full court has granted leave for attorney-at-law Noreen Small to take her case against her former employers, Caribbean Airlines, to the Judicial Review Court. The decision by a 3-member panel of the court paves the way for Small to apply for an order to challenge a decision of the DPP barring her from prosecuting CAL. Carleen Lamond, the legal representative for the Attorney General, which is a party in the matter, had submitted that there was an arguable case to go forward to the Judicial Review Court. Small is prosecuting the airline for allegedly refusing to honor a ruling by the Industrial Disputes Tribunal. On July 31, 2012, the tribunal had ruled that Small be reinstated in her job at the airline effective July 1, 2011, with payment of full wages. Small, who was the Vice President of Legal Affairs and Corporate Secretary, was not reinstated, and a private prosecution was brought against the airline in the Corporate Area Resident Magistrate Court. Caribbean Airlines had written to the Minister of Labor seeking an interpretation of the award. However, attorney-at-law Georgia Gibson Henlin, who is representing Small, submitted that the award needed no interpretation. The office of the DPP has said it felt duty-bound to intervene in the case, arguing that it did not grant a fiat to prosecute because Small needed to exhaust all other remedies. Cuban state media on Sunday published photos of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro meeting with former Cuban leader Fidel Castro in Havana. Maduro arrived Thursday in Cuba to attend celebrations for the 60th anniversary of the start of the Cuban Revolution. Castro wasn't at the ceremony, which was officiated by his brother, Cuban President Raul Castro. Fidel Castro has made infrequent public appearances following an intestinal illness in 2006 that forced him to step down. According to the official Cuban government site, Maduro gave Castro a painting by former Venezuelan leader Hugo Chavez, who died in March of cancer, and Castro gave Maduro a letter for the heads of state who attended the anniversary of the revolution. In the letter titled, "I Lived to Fight," Castro mentions the recent scandal involving Cuban weapons discovered hidden on a North Korean freighter trying to cross the Panama Canal. And I quote, "In recent days, there were attempts to defame our revolution," Castro wrote, trying to make our head of state and government appear as if they were tricking the United Nations and other heads of state and were guilty of being two-faced. After Panamanian authorities seized the North Korean ship, Cuba admitted to sending MiG fighter jets, missiles, and anti-aircraft systems aboard the ship, which also carried 10,000 tons of Cuban sugar. The arms, Cuba's foreign minister said, were obsolete weapons to be repaired in North Korea and returned to the Caribbean island for defensive use. Panama has asked for assistance from the United Nations, United States, and Britain to determine whether the shipment violated a UN ban on sending weapons to North Korea. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. Stay tuned.
Excuse me, if you see me smiling, that's 'cause I'm chilling on Total Caribbean Network. This your boy Wyclef Jean, man, and I'm chillin', man. Total Caribbean Network. Man, I love their style. Whoa, 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 whoa.